Okay, so we're inside Unity. We're going to take a look at light probes and reflection probes. So I have this box, and we're in the environment. I have the game view up, and this object I do have set as static. So again, when I pull it back into the shadows, we're going to get the update for direct light as well as the indirect that we will not get on our dynamic objects. So if I go and I turn on my plane that has an emissive property to it, so it's up here, I have a little bit of a magenta. You'll see that this captures the magenta light. All I did was put a material onto this plane and then check on emission, and I assigned a color to that. So this is just emissive plane, and you'll see how it casts on all the objects except for the one which is dynamic. So to make this read this light in here, we're going to use something called a light probe. So I'm going to right click, go to light probe group inside of our hierarchy tab, and we're going to click, and now we have a light probe. I'm going to pull back so we can see how large this is, and we're going to scale this in. So we want to turn on edit, select all, and then scale, so we can scale it inside the box so it's reading the light from inside the box. And we'll just push this into the box, and I can line it up better, but now you'll see we're getting that light from the emissive surface. So again, our dynamic object doesn't read that light, and we can put in these light probe groups to make anything that's not static read an emissive light. There's other light sources that it will also read. So you get to choose whether or not you want it to read. The next thing is, if I have one, and I can remove the light group to get rid of the color, but if I have a material that is reflective, I'm inside of this box, which I currently have as white, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing outside. I'm seeing this sky dome reflected on it. So what we want is we want to set up a reflection probe, so it collects the reflection from inside the box. So let's do that. We're going to right click, we're going to go into our lights, and then reflection probe. When I make the probe, it's really big. I'm going to scale this down, and then going to position it in the center of this box. I'll put it right above the object. And what we have to do, so when you look at it, we're kind of getting a weird response. We're getting the sky above. So its position is going to reflect on these objects. And now I have to scale down the reference box from where it's reading, and that will correct it. So we're just going to go ahead and click and scale down. I'm just going to get it as close as I can from this point of view. I know I'll need to make further adjustments to it. Let me zoom in. We're just grabbing these sides and pulling them in. And again, since we have the select and move object, now I can move the probe, but here I can move the box that it's reading. We should get a little bit better response from this. I might need to adjust my light probe group too. Now it's catching up. Just wasn't baking. Okay, so now it's baking, and when we look at it, we can see the ceiling of the box. So if I were to move this around and pull it outside, we're getting that feedback. And this is how you're going to add reflections to objects in the scene. So if you have a character and you want them to stand in front of a mirror, you can have that reflection of him using the light probes.